think we're live on Twitter now. I'm just trying to get the hang of this, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Live tonight. Philadelphia's own Bill Holt is with me tonight, and we're talking
Hey,
about Kamala Harris. Well, no, we're talking about Karine Jean Pierre. I can't keep the two idiots in my brain separate because one is just stupider than the next. Karine Jean Pierre, she got on today and she defended Joe Biden's entire barrage of accusations from the press. The press is not giving him any quarter anymore. It is just a disaster when it comes to what's going on with him. And they wanted to know what's the deal with this Parkinson's specialist that keeps coming in and out of the White House. And she could not seem to defend it. Did you get to watch it, Bill? Did you see it?
no, but I never watched. And when
Let me
people are going to
see.
lie to me, I don't watch it. I
Well, I'd
just,
love to watch her.
well, no, because it's offensive to me as a person who was once a part of the black community to see somebody like that lie to me to my face
What do
when
you
she
mean
should just
once
tell the
apart?
truth.
You're not are you not black anymore?
Apparently not. I have black
Oh yeah,
skin,
you
but
didn't
I'm
vote
not
for
black.
Biden, so you're not.
I do
Here
want
I
she
to
is.
haven't
Here
been
she was
black
today.
since I stood out
because I
against
do
it.
take offense to what Ed alluded to. You know, come out here every day. There's a press briefing, and we do our best to give you the information that we have at the time. That's what we
Really?
do, and we understand that freedom of the press. We respect the freedom of the press. You heard me talk about this last week. I appreciate the back and forth that we all have. It is I try to respect you, and I hope you try to respect me. And we literally do everything that we can. My team does everything that we can to make sure we get the answers to you. That's what we do. And sometimes we disagree.
May I speak?
Sometimes we are not in agreement. But you know what? That's democracy. That is what is important, to have that healthy back and forth. And so to say that I'm holding information or allude to anything else is not unfair. It's really, really unfair. I think people who are watching and have been watching this briefing for this past week could say that we are doing our best in this briefing to provide the information that we have. And I will admit, I will be the first one to admit, sometimes I get it wrong. At least I admit that. At least I admit that. And sometimes I don't have the information. And I will always, always admit that. But I do take offense to what was just happening at the beginning of this briefing. It's not okay.
So basically, she
No,
almost broke down crying. She almost broke
no,
down crying. What? What?
no.
What?
She's
What
giving
do you
you
want to
the
say?
black. She's giving you the black news, the black female news, the black democracy. She's not giving you just the general news. She's giving you the black truth, not the American truth. This
Well,
is
she's
how
giving
they
you the
keep
Biden
winning.
truth. It's the
But this
Biden
is how,
truth. It's
yeah,
it's not
but
even specific to race.
yes, oh, actually, it is because the entire Biden platform now is black women. They're
That's
the
a good
ones
point. I
who
mean, they're
are
the only ones sticking
weaponized
with him.
against Donald Trump. It's a race war, not an election, which is what I just figured it out. Because come on, if you believe in democracy so much, then I can vote for whoever I want to vote for. I want to vote for this guy. Why
Yeah,
am
you
I
want to vote
feeling
for.
if I want to vote for this guy? If there's really democracy, then you shouldn't care who I'm voting for because you've got the best candidate or I've got the best candidate and the best candidate wins. They're playing the game of, oh, we've got to stop the other guy from winning so that we can win, and that's democracy. That's what I need to tell people all around the world. It's not real.
No, it's not real. It's a bunch of frauds, and that's why he still does actually have a chance, even with the dementia, even with all the issues that he has, because at the end of the day, they just might pull it off and get him the victory through voter fraud. They did it
By
the last
cheating.
time.
Yeah, they did it the
Yeah,
last time.
they
That's
did it
why
the
I don't
last time.
understand why people want him to stay in. He won the last time by cheating. I would love to see him go down in flames right now because I can't be sure that the system will take him out legitimately because they didn't in 2020.
Okay, but it's a much bigger chance with him because at this point, if you get somebody in there that's actually exciting for people to vote for, you might have an election that's pretty close. Right
Yeah,
now, if
but at
it was
least it'll be
today,
real. At least it'll be real. Even if, nobody's going to vote for Kamala legitimately because even my black friends don't like Kamala. my sister has said things relevant to that. My best friend, who you know who that is, he doesn't want Kamala. My other gay
Really?
black friend doesn't want Kamala. They know that she's a joke, but they'll vote for her because her skin is the same color as theirs and she's a woman. So that's not a legitimate election.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm reading some of the comments here, and David from Twitter, he says Joe Biden says he will not sign the SAVE Act. Of course, he won't sign the
Of course
SAVE
he
Act.
won't.
The SAVE Act is literally to try to make illegal aliens ineligible to vote. Of course, he's not going to sign the SAVE Act. The SAVE Act would destroy him from being elected again. If you have a clean cut, fair election, Joe Biden is going to go down in flames.
Of
Joe
course.
Biden stands no chance in a
And
legitimate election.
anyone from the Democrat Party would, because they spent 4 years trashing their party by the choices they made, and the Republicans didn't stop them. And so now here we are. They don't have anything they can run on that has been good for America. You know, you can say the CHIPS Act and this act and that act and this act, but none of those things can be seen by average American voters. So they don't
No,
have
everything
anything
that
they can run on.
we can see illegal aliens running around this country, raping our women, destroying our communities, stealing and being thugs, violence.
Yep,
We see that.
exactly.
We see the cities in complete and total decay. We see our dollar going nowhere. You're the one who posted a $9 ice cream cone the other
Ice cream
day.
cone.
I mean, me and my wife just went to get gelato in Rome. We're visiting Rome at the moment. And while we were here, I went and got a medium cone with 3 scoops. It tasted great. €3, $3.25.
That's how it
Now,
used to be here.
I
But it's not
remember, I
now.
remember getting ice cream, Cold Stone Creamery. I used to get Cold Stone Creamery for $4.60 when I
Yeah.
was like in high school, and that was the expensive stuff. Now, Cold Stone Creamery is $11.
Oh my God.
$11.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's
Go
amazing.
to Cold Stone Creamery and get it. You will be absolutely blown out of your mind. Your mind will just go. It's crazy. You won't be blown. That costs a little more
Well, I
unless
like
you're
to be
Kamala
absolutely
Harris.
blown.
Well, Kamala Harris will take care of that. You are black, so you
Not
do have
by
a
her.
chance. Well, yeah, you might have to get an AIDS test after that one. But I don't know about that. How's everybody doing out there that's watching? We've got 2,700 concurrent viewers right now between Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Yeah, so Rodriguez, he said Cold Stone was $5 back in the day. I remember it at $4.60. I remember it at $4.60 when I was younger. So Tony Scooch, he said, I bet Joe Biden gets his ice cream for free. Yeah, and the other good thing about Joe Biden and ice cream is he doesn't have brain freeze because there's nothing left to freeze. It's just an empty hole in that head of his. Somebody said McDonald's, Tim, is the most expensive restaurant these days. It is an expensive restaurant these days. It is not cheap anymore, McDonald's. I think I paid $12, $13 the last time I had McDonald's. There's no cheap food anymore in the United States of America. When you leave America, even for a short period of time, you realize the way we're getting ripped off. Bill was with me in El Salvador.
Yes,
And
wonderful.
remember we went to, I think it was called Bruto on the main square of
Yes.
El Salvador. And we ordered like 2 kings and we ended up paying, what, $70? Did we pay for that meal? $70?
Yep.
Couldn't have been more than that. Couldn't. Oh, look who's here. Toupee Shakur is here. He says, speak
my
of
God.
holes in the head. You have a hole in the side of your toupee, bitch boy. This guy, he's going to go to jail soon because he threatened to rape. You saw him this morning. We had to report him. We put a file in the Spanish police. We actually filed something against him. I don't know if we did. I don't know if they'll get the IP because it's a foreign thing, but we brought it to the Spanish authorities. So we'll see if they do anything with it. It should be interesting. Honestly, do I think they will? Probably not because of jurisdictional stuff. They're usually not going to go over lines of another country. It just wouldn't make sense. But we'll see if they do. Who? $15? What is $15 in West Virginia? What is $15? My God, are we talking about McDonald's? Somebody said Taco Bell is considered the cheapest. The problem with Taco Bell, in my opinion, is it doesn't last long, if you know what I mean. You eat the Taco Bell, and within 2 hours, you're having massive amounts of diarrhea and you're hungry again.
They don't have ice cream, though, do they?
I don't think Taco Bell has ice cream. Taco Bell, you do get soft serve afterwards, but it is just not something that we need to even think about right now. Anyway, we were talking about Karine. And it's just sick. It's just absolutely sick
Keep
the way
going
she
down
lies
in
to us.
flames.
No, I mean, they have nothing. Did you see them repeat? Oh, Joe Biden is going to do a big boy press conference at the end of this week.
I
Joe
did see
Biden
that.
is, I mean, really? A big boy press conference? What does that
It's
even mean, Bill?
grotesque. It's grotesque. You know, Donald Trump would never have to go out like that. He has more respect for himself than they have for Joe Biden. And Joe Biden doesn't even know what's happening. Because, like I said, my grandfather had Alzheimer's. And you could have pushed him out in front of a camera and propped him up, and he would have done all the same things, but you wouldn't want to vote for him for president. These people do because they're insane.
Yeah, no, they are insane. They're sick, and they can't seem to get rid of him, though. He went on Morning Joe, and I'm sure we all watched it. I know I watched it. And he had this insane little meltdown where he just started screaming at them that he was going to be the nominee. At one point, it sounded like he had an aneurysm. Let me play this. It sounded like he had an aneurysm in the middle of the speech.
Leaders here, I've been in contact with the new British Prime Minister, with the
What was that?
I don't know.
Play it again.
the new British Prime Minister, with the
Look, it's like they brought him in a little girl and he got all excited for a second. I don't really know what it was. Then there was this one where
the cemeteries from World War I, suckers and losers. You know, I'm reading from the list of lies. First of all, he was made up quote, suckers and losers. I was with he.
So he almost Trump. Said I was with him.
He was with Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, you were not with Trump. Trump was allegedly, now if they believe that lie, number one, he never called anybody a sucker or a loser. But the lie was that he was at the military cemetery in France, and he didn't want to get out of the limousine because it was raining outside, and he didn't want to get his hair messed up, which is another bullshit lie, because we've seen him with a baseball cap. Like, he can just put a baseball cap on, or he's the president of the United States. He can have Secret Service carry 50 umbrellas for him if he wants. And he said, oh, who cares? They're just a bunch of suckers and losers anyway. Exactly. Never happened. Never. No, that's not, number one, that's not how Trump speaks.
Profile.
But at the same time, if your chief of staff is a military general, would you, even if you did feel that way, of all the times that you would call somebody a sucker and a loser, would it really be to your military general chief of staff?
Exactly.
Not going to happen.
And on camera and on tape.
Bunch of bullshit as always. Then there was this beautiful one.
The American public is not going to move away from me as an average voter. And again, I'm here for two reasons, pal. One, to rebuild the economy for hardworking middle-class people, give everybody a shot. Just a straight shot. Everybody gets a fair chance, number one. Number two, remember all this talk about how I don't have the black support? Come on, give me a break. Come with me. Watch. I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. Now, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites.
Oh, my God. You know what? This guy, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go. I would never want to have a president who only represents half the country. Every time he makes a speech, I feel like he's putting a target on my back. He thinks that because my skin is this color, but he's actually shooting me down because I don't want him for president. And that's my right. So what is the problem here? If I have to vote for him, if everyone who looks like me has to vote for him, then we don't have democracy anymore. We have just mental slavery again.
Yeah, I don't understand this whole thing. The blacks are with me. The blacks are with me. Nobody's ever questioned that the black community is not with Joe Biden. He's losing black men. He's losing black men in big numbers. He's not losing black women.
Right?
You're 13% of the population, from what I understand. And then the black men are probably, I don't know, it's probably around 50-50. But he can't lose that level of black men the way that he thinks he can. So Stacey Abrams is the last candidate to have lost black men by big numbers. And you saw what happened to her. She didn't win. So, you can only lose so many black men.
It should never be about black or white. That's the first mistake they make.
I know.
As soon as they start talking like that, then they're not the ones America needs, because America's a melting pot. We all melt in, and the black and the white become, red, white, and blue. As soon as they start trying to reverse that, then they're the wrong ones to lead America.
Yeah,
So I've gotta go.
Rodriguez, he said, oh, you got to go? All right,
Yeah,
I'll talk to
good.
you later, Bill. Rodriguez, he said, Project 2025 is the latest suckers and losers. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. Project 2025 was not crafted by Donald Trump. It's not crafted by Donald Trump. Now, a lot of what Project 2025 says, I like, okay? Not everything in there is bad. Frankly, a lot of it is good. But it's not Trump's agenda. The Trump agenda is and has been Trump 47, the Trump 47 agenda. This was made clear. So everybody that wants to say, oh, Project 2025 is what Trump is going to implement, Trump literally said he's not interested in Project 2025. So, yes, it's another hoax. And Biden's doubling and tripling down on it because he has nothing else. But it's just a bunch of bullshit. Who's this Manarino Festo? Binary Joey is literally under investigation for trying to sexually assault his this guy, he should be on Netflix or something. This guy, Binary Joey, whatever that means. That is why he fled to Italy. So funny. I come part of the year to Italy all the time. I have family here, always come to visit, spent like every single year, not half the year, but like 3-4 months out of the year for most of my life, literally. And it's because I'm fleeing a sexual assault investigation of some maid. Really? Because an undocumented maid would really, I never even had a maid in Miami. Very funny stuff that they say. But what is this? Starmer said he wants to let prisoners out that completed 40% of their time. What? In the UK, they're going to start letting the prisoners out? Oh, my goodness. That's not good. I guess they're going to let the gang rapists out. And they're going to let the grooming gangs out. That's what they do. That's what the left does. Every single time they get in, they make a big disaster. They make a big disaster. They let in all of these criminals onto the streets, and it never ends well. It never ends well. But the left can't help themselves. This is all they have. This is all they do every single time. Has anyone noticed that the core of Joe Biden while in office is not doing job, but politicking for his next job? Yeah, come to think of it, yes. When has Joe Biden for the past 51 years not been politicking for the next office? Seriously. When did that ever happen? When did that ever happen? He has always been politicking for the next job. That's all he does. That's all he does. 51 years of living off the government dole. He got into office literally. So I read this the other day, and some guy on Twitter, his name is Jers, and he's very good. He's not really a politics guy, but so it's interesting to see what he picks up of politics and tweets about. And he read a statistic that Joe Biden was born closer to the presidency of Abraham Lincoln than his own presidency. That's how old this guy is. And for 51 years, he stayed in politics. The first wife died. Then you got Jill. Then he had the daughter in the shower. He had Hunter. He had Bo. Bo was supposed to be the Biden that made it to the presidency. Then Bo died. So what happened? Joe had to continue on the legacy. And the entire time, all the corruption was supposed to run through Bo. Remember this. Hunter Biden was never supposed to be the family's person to run all the scams and scandals and corrupt things, the deals in Ukraine. Hunter's a crackhead. Hunter's supposed to take the lines and snort them, okay? Bo was meant to do all the corrupt stuff, but Bo died. So all Biden had left was his corrupt son, Hunter. So they said, hey, Hunt, you got to take over the family business. And that's how it went. That's why Hunter was the guy that had to run all the stuff. So at the end of the day, Joe Biden for 51 years has been the most corrupt politician that there is, the worst kind of politician. And now we're stuck with him. The Democrats, they just can't get rid of him. Seriously, what do you do with him? He doesn't want to quit. So what do you do with him? What are their options? Their options are the 25th Amendment him, which I don't really see how you do that. because then you have to admit that for the past 3.5 years, you've been allowing a complete corrupt, brain dead individual to run the country. Or, I mean, I don't know. Like, how do they get rid of him? How do they get rid of him without him stepping aside? He doesn't want to step aside. He's done made that clear. He's not going anywhere. So what do you do with him? People in the chat, what do you do with him? Like, how do they get rid of this guy if he doesn't want to step aside politically? How do they do it? I don't know how they do it. Anyway, if you're in here, we've just started live streaming. I didn't know how. I've been trying to figure this out for a few months, but I'm always on the go and not often in the same place for very much time. I travel for work almost all year. So what I need you to do is retweet this if you're on Twitter, share it to your feed, let people know. This is free live stream. There's no money involved. It's literally just talking, because I think we got to talk before the election happens and actually get our ducks in a row. Rep Jayapal, this is breaking news. Pramila Jayapal, she's the head of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. She just said, I think Biden is our nominee right now, and I don't believe public conversations that damage our nominee are necessarily good. I think private conversations are important. So we don't know if she's coming around to Joe or not. We don't know if she's coming around to Joe or not. Not really sure what's going to happen. Thank you, Princess. Princess says she just retweeted. Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. Hey, Cameron from Australia, how you doing tonight? Or what time is it in Australia? I'll be in your time zone in not too long, actually. I will be down on your time zone in just a little while here. What's this? Put Trump and Biden in a cage match and the winner gets the presidency. Me versus Joey on the undercard. Child, please. This guy right here, he's got nothing but stupid ideas on his mind. David McComas, he said, well, Hunter is on the West Wing meeting now. It's true. Hunter Biden is now running the White House. They say that Hunter is inseparable from Daddy, and he is everywhere. Thank you, Francine. Thank you, Rodriguez. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tim said Hillary will get involved. Look. Oh, I know what you were saying. No, she can't be on the actual ticket. She can't be on the actual ticket. That's impossible. Andra Thomas. Why is Hunter sitting in on meetings every day? That's a good point. He has no security clearance, number one. Number two, he's a convicted felon, which Trump kind of made being a convicted felon fashionable. But Hunter Biden is somebody we don't want anywhere near the White House. He does not need to be anywhere close to it. And instead, he's basically running the West Wing. It's not good. It's not good news. It is not good news. And I don't know what we're going to do, because where is Congress? Where is anybody from any branch of government in the Republican Party investigating this and holding him accountable? Hunter Biden should not be in the West Wing. He can come over for an Easter egg roll. He can come over for fireworks on July 4th. Last July 4th, he left this sniffy in the White House. But why is he being allowed to show up and sit in on classified meetings? You have to assume that classified information is being shared in there. Did Hunter Biden get a security clearance that I don't know about? I don't remember that happening. Can somebody in the chat tell me? I don't remember Joe Biden being able to apply for his son to have a security clearance, or that ever happening. I don't remember that happening. Does anybody know? I'm not exactly sure. Oh, this man is sick in the head. Can you do a house tour of your animal porn collection? I'm not the one with animal porn. I don't know what you're doing in your house. Lord, I don't know what you're doing. I feel bad for the bunny rabbit. Joey, are there actually people stupid enough to think that people in the White House don't know where the powder came from? Isn't it the most secure building in America? 100%. 100%. It does not even have any chance of anything going in there without it knowing the exact source. It's impossible. You're 100% right. Francine, you got a great question. I want to know what everyone is going to do to help ensure the election is not stolen again. What have we done? What have we done? That's a good point. The SAVE Act, they're trying to pass it. It's a little late, but they're not going to get that through Joe Biden's White House. No, you're right, Francine. I mean, Wisconsin just allowed drop boxes again. Look, here's the story. if Trump doesn't win the election, it was stolen. And I'm just putting that out there right now. They always say, will you accept the results of the election? No, not unless Trump wins. Very clear about that. And I don't think that's a controversial position to take, because you have Donald Trump versus a literal dementia patient. No, I won't accept the results of the election unless Trump wins, period, because I won't believe them. I will not think they are true. I will not believe that anybody in their right mind was able to vote for a demented individual, the most corrupt president of all time, who has allowed illegal aliens to run across this country like they own it and put the American people absolutely last, seen drug prices and gas prices and food prices and everything else go through the roof. No, I won't believe it. I won't believe it. So no, I will not accept the results of the election. I won't, because I won't believe it's fair or free. If it's fair or free, I'll accept it. And the only way it can be fair or free in my mind is that Trump will win. Period. People don't like that answer, but whatever. Are you going to mail in vote this year? I'll be at the polls in person. I am not mailing in my vote, though I do encourage people to mail their votes in if they cannot make it to the polls. But I've always believed, I think it's very, very important you actually go to the poll. And if you can't go to the poll, you vote by mail or you vote early. There's early voting in some states, but I will be taking my ass to the poll because I think that's very important to do so. And I just don't trust mail-in for myself because I know the mail in my area is not always the best. I just don't know. So I will go to the poll. But if you need to do mail-in, do mail-in. Absolutely. Not trying to insult you, but you look very similar to Cal Penn. Who is Cal Penn? Let me Google that. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Really? The Indian dude? Really? I don't see it. Let me see. Hold on. Are we talking about the same guy? Let me share this screen. I don't see it. This guy. Does anybody else see it? I don't see it. I'm not sure. I don't see it, but that's just me. Who knows? It's not an insult. Whatever. Only way we can push through the SAVE Act is through spending bills. I wish we would get that crafty and that smart, but sometimes the Republicans don't seem to do anything. In my opinion, it seems like the fix is in the confidence in which Joe is portraying himself as suspect. Well, that's just dementia confidence. I mean, you're not supposed to ever display weakness as president, so he's just following what they're saying. Who do I think Trump's VP will be? So in the betting market, J.D. Vance went up 300% today. Burgum got a last minute. So I think it will be J.D. I've thought that for a while, even though I think there are better choices. I think J.D. is a great choice. My favorite choice has always been Vivek. Okay? I've always liked Vivek. Byron Donalds, I think, will be an excellent choice as well. Absolutely excellent choice. J.D. Vance is also a great choice. I don't think there's anything wrong with J.D. Vance, right? But I just think we could have others I would personally prefer more. I know why they're pushing J.D. Vance. He does meet a lot of the age things that we like. We like a younger VP. He gets a great state of Ohio. The only reason I don't like J.D. Vance is because I don't like Mike DeWine. And I don't want to lose somebody like J.D. Vance in the Senate because J.D. Vance has been absolutely perfect in the Senate. J.D. Vance has been there for us in the Senate. The Senate Republicans are not very America first. Let's just be straight up here. The Senate Republicans are more or less a big collection of establishment people. There are very few that are good. Ted Cruz is one of the ones that are good. J.D. Vance is one of the ones that are good. Josh Hawley is one of the ones that are good. So when you have that little room of places to grab your great senators from, you got to be careful. You don't want to lose them, right? I don't think we should be losing them. So I think JD would be better in the Senate. I'm fine with them picking him for VP. I'd be really happy with him, frankly. But the VP is more of a ceremonial role. It's more of an insurance role. And with JD's current role, I'd rather he stay there because he's very valuable. Somebody said Wesley Hunt. So Wesley Hunt's good, and that's a pretty solid district. I just don't think Wesley Hunt is known enough, and we don't need Texas. Joey Manarino for VP. That would not help Trump's ticket very much. Oh, we got a visitor. Hold on. We got a visitor. Come up. Come up. Oh, we've got a visitor. That's Alex. He likes this microphone. He likes this microphone. Maybe he'll be VP. Oh, no, 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 no. That's a little much. But yeah. So he might be VP. We'll see. Vivek is the closest carrier of Trump's policies for the following 8 years. I would love Vivek in 2028. Let's put it that way. Vivek 2028 is where I'll be, unless there's something that I don't know about that has not appeared yet. But right now, I will be taking Vivek 2028, 100%. I thought he was incredible for 24 as a candidate to get himself out. Nobody should have been the nominee other than Donald Trump. But I'm glad he did what he did, because otherwise we would not have been introduced to him till too late, possibly. Because if he would have come out in 2028, we might have thought, okay, who's this new guy? When he came out was perfect. Manarino Festo, he said, Joey voted for Obama. I did vote for Obama. Big mistake. First vote of my life. When I turned 18, I voted for Barack Hussein Obama and First Lady Michael Obama and Joe Biden for vice president. It was a big mistake. I was young. I didn't know. I was brainwashed. That's why I understand how the brainwashing works. That's why I woke up, and I regret that vote every single fucking day of my life, because what he did to Obamacare, what he did to healthcare, my mother was a retired individual living very comfortably. And then Obamacare happened. I watched my mother's life get destroyed. I watched her having to take so many tragic financial loans and things like that ruined her life. Obamacare absolutely ruined her life. And who else voted for Democrats in the past in this room? I'm curious, because I think a lot of Trump voters are previous Obama voters, previous Clinton vote. I know plenty of them are previous Clinton voters, because Clinton, that was a different party back then. We didn't even know at that point. I was a kid. I came out the womb with Bill Clinton in the White House. So I don't know much about that presidency, but my family always told me that Clinton was a decent president and he was a decent Democrat. I don't know if that's true or not. My family's not very political. You voted for Clinton, Monique? Yeah. I voted for Obama. That was my first vote. My second vote was Trump in the primary. My second vote, right? Or did I vote 22? I didn't vote in 2014. I didn't like Romney when I was a kid too. I was 18. I was in college. I went to the vote. I went to watch the debate. They had a watch party in college. I didn't like him. I just didn't like Romney. I'm going to defund PBS. And actually, that's a great idea. But at the time, you just saw the memes where Mitt Romney hates Big Bird. You didn't understand these things. So you never voted, Francine, until 2016. It was Obama's second term that woke you up. My friend Bill, who was just on here before, he didn't vote until Trump 2020. That was his first vote, and he's 63 damn years old. So it's not about when you wake up. It's about if you wake up. And if you're not awake by now, I judge. And that maybe is hypocritical, but it's so different now. It's so in your face now. It's so ridiculous now, where you can't do anything but vote for the opposition to what's going on in this country right now. Because right now you have illegals. I mean, the raping and pillaging of this country is sick, and you just can't get over it. Somebody said Mike Lindell, the pillow guy, will be a great VP. Not sure. Great guy. Absolutely great guy. But I think he's doing such important work talking about the voting integrity stuff. I don't want to lose him in that position. Sometimes they're better off on the outside helping the ones on the inside, because you are a little constricted by the constraints of the office. Somebody in the chat said Flynn. That'd be a great VP. Flynn would be an absolutely incredible VP. Might be tough to get the party on board with that, because a lot of the Republican Party, for some reason or another, didn't want to stand by General Flynn, because of various reasons. But absolutely he'd be something. Do you think Robin Voss deserves a recall? Let me just make sure that I know what we're talking about. Speaker of the Wisconsin State Assembly. You got to tell me more about that. See, if I don't know something, I won't lie and act like I do. So please tell me what that means. Please tell me what that means. What did Robin Voss do? Somebody, Ben Carson would be a great VP. I think he would be a great VP. At the beginning of the VP conversation, I was not into Carson for that. I was not into Carson for that position. But the more I think about it, when you talk about loyalty, Ben Carson has been extremely loyal. My only issue with Carson is that you're going to have two older people on the ticket. I think Carson is, what is Carson? Carson's 72. So that's actually not that old. I'd like the idea of youthful. I like the idea of millennial. I like the idea of 45, 50. See, here's the story. In reality, I think the people running countries should be much younger. I just do. Trump is an exception to the rule because his youthful spirit transcends just about everything. But I just think we should have younger people in positions of leadership. That's just how I feel. Look at Bukele in El Salvador. He's turned that country around in record time because of youth and experience. But the youth helps. He has energy. And he has skin in the game for a future. Somebody like Joe Biden will be dead by 2028. Biden will, I mean, win or lose, he'll be dead. He's 82 years old and he's in pitiful health. I don't know how he lives another 4 years. What does he have to gain? What is his motivation? For what? He's barely alive. I just don't think the elderly are the best representation of the leadership for a country. That's my opinion. Somebody said Kristi Noem. No. Can't do Kristi Noem. Sorry. I just had my dog come up here. I understand things are different on a ranch. I just cannot do Kristi Noem after what she did to that dog. I can't get over the dog thing. I can't, and then nothing else. You know, for everything else, if you're a politically astute person, okay, you shot a dog, right? It's like, don't write about it in your book. Don't write. Nobody would have known that story if she didn't write about it in a fucking book. Why, when you are probably one of the leading candidates for VP, would you release a book that said, yeah, I shot my dog. I killed him. I murdered him. He wasn't a good hunting dog. What the fuck? What the fuck? Dogs are the most loving creatures on this earth. Dogs love you unconditionally. They love you through thick and thin. They don't understand anything but loving you. They wake up in the morning and the first thing they think is, I want to make him happy or her happy. And you shoot that because it couldn't hunt? You shoot that because it couldn't hunt? And I agree with her politically on just about everything. She was weak on one issue about the trans. Everything else, Kristi Noem was great. I was all for her. Thought she would have made a great VP. But you shoot your dog? I can't. And I don't talk ill of Republicans. Everybody who knows me knows that. I will talk very good about every Republican, even if I inside don't like them. Because I work with some of them. I have worked with some of them in the past. Somebody brought up somebody just before. I just can't. I can't hold back on Kristi Noem. You don't shoot a freaking dog. You don't do it. And okay, things are different in the country. Don't care. Why is Joe Biden campaigning in the absence of Joe Biden? Well, because Joe Biden is here's something. And they're gonna clip this up. Hey, Right Wing Watch. I know they watch. Why was he not on the video camera today? You see, I'm nobody, right? I'm just a regular everyday person. And I can get on a live stream on Twitter, right? No problem. No budget, regular income like everybody else. You just need this. All you need is a phone. Literally, all you need is a cell phone, and you can get on a stream. Why did Joe Biden get on the phone and call into the interview this morning? Why couldn't he get on the phone or on the camera? Why? You've got the most sophisticated equipment in the world sitting right underneath of your residence in the White House. Why couldn't you get on camera? Why has he not been seen today? What's going on? Where is he? Somebody said, how many times did Trump just call into Fox, OANN, and Newsmax? I don't care what Trump did. We're not talking about Trump. Trump was never being considered mentally incompetent. Trump was never being questioned for his cognitive health. This motherfucker right here, Joe Biden, is. So if you're being questioned and people are not sure about your mental acuity, why would you not just get on the camera and show that you're not reading from notes? Because how easy would it be? How easy would it be to just have notes right in front of you? How easy would it have been for an AI program to be talking as Joe Biden? Now, do I think it was? No. But how easy would it have been for an AI program to be trained to talk as Joe Biden? So if these phone calls start becoming more frequent, I'm going to start to wonder. That's just the conspiracy theorist in me thinking out loud. Do I think it's actually happening? No. But if it continues to happen, my brain is going to wander. It's going to go there. And that's it. There are two right-wing commentators who hate Joe Biden as much as he deserves. One of them is Greg Kelly and the other one is Joey. I hate Greg. Not Greg. I like Greg. I hate Joe Biden. I like Greg. Joe Biden is a problem. The man might be demented. And I see people write stuff and they say, oh, I feel bad for Joe Biden. It's elderly abuse. It's elder abuse. My wife said this at dinner tonight. She said, oh, it's elder abuse. Good. Abused him. I don't give a shit. This man raped his daughter in a shower. This man bent his daughter over like a Congolese migrant. And you want me to feel bad for him? I will never forgive him. I will never forgive a man who raped their underage daughter in a shower. I will never forgive a man who spent 51 years in politics collecting as much money as he could in his own fat fucking pockets from us. I will never forgive a man who raised a son like Hunter Biden and milked him through his abuse. He's a victim. Hunter Biden's a victim. Let's be real here. We don't know what Hunter Biden was raised through. We don't know what Hunter Biden went through as a child. Does that justify his actions? Not at all. But I will never, ever, ever be able to feel bad for a man who raised a child like Hunter Biden. I never will. Because Hunter has seen some stuff. Hunter grew up with Joe Biden as a father. He already sexually abused. We know he sexually abused the daughter. She wrote about it in her diary. She wrote, oh my God. My wife has on, oh, you want to show everyone? You know when women do things to be more beautiful and she has this mask on that looks like death. Oh God, it's so scary. Good night. I'll see you soon. God, that scary mask. Those masks, I'll tell you, and those masks also mean that you're just going to sleep and nothing else is happening for the night. But that's how it goes when you have a woman in the house. They just wear these funny things to moisturize the skin or something like that. But we were talking about Hunter. Why did Joe Biden get distracted during the debate and say, oh yeah, brothers and sisters are raping one another? My mind went somewhere and I was thinking, what did Joe make his kids do for him? What did Joe make his kids do for him? What did he? I was abused as a child. I mean, sexually by a member of the family. So I cannot ever feel bad for Joe Biden. I can't do it. Can't do it. Noam definitely screwed herself when she said she shot a dog. Ranchers understand, but majority of people aren't ranchers. Exactly. You're going to be running for a national position. You're going to be running for a national position. So we're going to do about 5 more minutes on here, and then we're going to hang it up for the night. Do you like Chick-fil-A? God, I'm in Europe right now. Don't talk to me about Chick-fil-A when I can't have it. Oof. 12-count nugget meal. Chick-fil-A sauce with a frosted lemonade. You can make me just explode with happiness when I think about Chick-fil-A. God, I love Chick-fil-A. It's so good. And I say whoever runs Chick-fil-A's drive-through should run the DMV. Whoever runs Chick-fil-A's drive-through should run the DMV and should run plenty of government agencies that face the public. because the freaking customer service at Chick-fil-A is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I've never seen better customer service. Oh, I clicked the wrong comment. This motherfucker, Manorino Festo. This guy, this guy, his name is Tupe Shakur. He used to go by the name of Tupe Shakur. He got another account on Twitter. He sits there all day and makes up stories about me. I don't even know who this man is. I did a space with him on Twitter to try to get that voice out and see who it was. I still don't know who he is. Something's very wrong with this person. And he says, why is Trump on the Epstein log 7 times? He's not. He's not. Bunch of lies, bunch of foolishness. But this guy, something's wrong with this guy. And hopefully, Twitter will do the right thing, because you can't threaten to rape somebody's wife. That's just not right. He's out to get you. His whole page is about you. Probably plays with himself thinking about me, because I've never thought of anybody as much as he thinks of me. He wasn't. Exactly. He wasn't on the White House, on the Epstein logs. Of course he wasn't. We all know that. If Trump had any communication with Epstein that was actually about children or in any way sexual, it would be the only story ever spoken about on the White House press corps, on the news media, on the White House press release, on the Joe Biden campaign. It would be the only thing that anybody ever spoke about. And you know it. Do I think Keir Starmer will last 5 years, or will he dissolve early? We've had 48 hours to judge. I think Keir Starmer puts on a good face. I think Keir Starmer presents himself as a truly moderate person, even though we know what he's about. I don't know that he'll last 5 years, but I think he will be a little slicker than people give him credit for. And I think what happened was we had a big mess in the UK under the Conservative government. Not going to even try to sugarcoat that one. That Conservative government was the furthest thing from conservative. You had Theresa May. You had Cameron before her. You had Boris, who was trying his best, but just not really that great either. You had Liz Truss, who they just absolutely clobbered. You had Rishi Sunak, who, I mean, this guy, you might as well have just put Starmer in from 2022 when Sunak took over, because Sunak, there was not a conservative bone in that man's body. I don't understand how that man advanced to be prime minister of the conservative movement in the UK, but it was beyond uniparty. It was Jepsonius at uniparty. It was, I mean, Starmer and Sunak are, you can't differentiate between the two. Sunak doesn't even look like he believes what he talks about when he talks about it. So I'm glad he's going to step down as the Tory leader. But honestly, I think they just need to dissolve that party. And whatever's left of it just needs to either get with the program and get with Farage, or just fuck off and do another job, because clearly many of them are just in it for the money. Farage is the real deal. Now, I know I got to have on here Paul Golding. He's from the Britain First Party, I believe. And see, I don't do notes. All of this is just extemporaneous. So if I mess up a party or something, don't get mad. But I think Paul Golding is excellent. We need to talk to him. But I think Farage, for some reason, has talked negatively about Tommy Robinson, and Farage has said negative things about the far right. But in my opinion, Farage is the realest deal right now that you're going to get. And Farage has always seemed like an upstanding individual. I met Farage years ago at an event in the States and had a small conversation with him, and he just seemed like a patriot. I met him. I met Katie Hopkins. I spent 2 years living in the UK. And the thing about the UK, they say that they're not very conservative. They're extremely conservative. They are extremely conservative. They don't have conservative representation in government, but the people of the UK are extremely conservative. And there is a movement, an undercurrent, because you got to understand, what we have in the United States is bad, but they've got Islamic terrorists running around the UK. I mean, the first day I was in the UK, hold on, I need some water. Hold on, Marco Rubio moment. But no, I really do need water. So, oh, that's better. The first week I was in the UK, first day, some guy walks up to me on the street, hands me a Quran. What? I'm in the UK, right? It's the home of fish and chips. It's the home of freaking Big Ben, Westminster Abbey, Buckingham Palace, the royal family, and you give me a fucking pocket Quran? What am I supposed to do with a fucking pocket Quran? So I got there. The week before was the terror attack with Ariana Grande's concert. And I think the week I was there was something on Westminster Bridge or something. It was just constant terror. So they got very conservative very quickly when they realized the Muslims were not there to be buddy-buddy. The Muslims were not there to, be a part of society. They were there to take over society. Look at the mayor of Brighton. The mayor of Brighton, I don't even know what his name is. We'll just call him Allahu Akbar. What the hell is he going to do as the mayor? And then you have the mayor of London, the other mayor, Sadiq Khan. This guy, he's been in charge of London for years. He's an Islamic terrorist. And whether or not he actually is, he might as well be. He is of Pakistani descent. He is a Muslim, but he's also pro-gay. Make that make sense. Like all of these leftist Muslims, what is their problem? I don't completely understand their problem. All of these leftist Muslims, what's the deal? Like, you're supposed to be, as part of the Islamic faith, you're not supposed to be into all the LGBTQIA plus P shit. You're not supposed to be in favor of that. But you are? Like, if you went back to where you came from, they'd probably stone you. Like Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar walks around, we love our LGBTQ brothers and sisters. You literally can't. Because the religion that you are apparently loyal to says you can't. And where you come from in Somalia, you will be stoned for homosexuality. Like, so how can you be both a leftist in favor of Islam and also a raging ally of the LGBTQIA? It doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, apparently Sunak passed Truss cabinet to do the opposite of what Truss wanted to get down. Yeah, I don't follow it closely enough to know if that's what happened or not, but I believe you. Le Pen got the shaft. What they did to Le Pen was a disgrace. Absolute thievery. Who should replace Sadiq Khan in the UK? I don't know what the bench looks like. There's one I like from the Conservative Party, and I can't think of her name right now. She's fabulous, though. She should be the leader of their party if they want to turn it around. And she's a black woman. She's young. I cannot think of her name. Can you think of her name? She was very good. She was working class. She ran for leadership when Sunak got it. I think she ran for leadership when Truss got it too. I cannot, not Susan Hall. It's a very African sounding name. It'll come to me. Well, actually, it won't come to me because I really don't know it. But I'll look up the people running for the office, and I will find it because I was thinking I tweeted her name out the other day. So if I just go through my replies, I will know what the name was, and I'll try to get it. I don't want to bore people, so I'll just put it. Maybe Braverman. Let me look her up. Hold on. If I see the picture, I'll know. Not Suella Braverman either. Though Braverman is very good. Braverman is very good. Somebody said we don't want a black woman leading England. Yeah, but you got to get elected, and we're talking about the City of London. You got to get elected. The City of London is you have a big structural advantage if you are a minority leading the City of London, because the City of London is it's minority. I mean, the City of London is not a British city. There's very few British in the City of London anymore. Go to London and tell me it's a British city. You wouldn't even know you're in Great Britain when you go there. I will find this woman's name before the end of this stream. Hold on. Well, I won't. I don't know what your Twitter is, but tweet at me. And you said, can I have a follow back? Just DM me and I'll follow you back. It doesn't show your Twitter names in here. It just shows a username. It doesn't show me the app. But I'll answer both of those. In any case, that's about it for tonight. I try to keep it under an hour. We're going to be doing this a lot more often. Like I said, I've been trying to get this live stream stuff right, but it's not so easy. But I think we got the hang of it, and we're going to be here quite a bit. Haven't gotten the time yet. I don't know if I like this time. I don't know if you like this time. I'm going to keep doing different times, see what the viewership is like at different time. Oh, you don't like Kimmy. So tell me that, I want to hear from you what's up. I want to hear from you what's up, because you clearly know a lot more than me about the British stuff. I want to know if there's anybody good in the Conservative Party that who would we want to run for mayor of London? Who would we want? Because I have a significant Twitter presence. We can start boosting these people if they're good. We got to use what we got. I have 400-something thousand followers on Twitter. I don't know why, but I do. So I might as well use it, right? If you have a voice, use it. I don't understand these people that have 1 million followers that don't want to promote anybody but themselves. You got to use what you have to get the right people in freaking office. Because if you don't use your voice, who's going to use it? Somebody else is going to step up with a voice. It's not good. So use it if you got it. Even if you have 10 followers, promote the good people. Just promote them, because the country's going to shit. The freaking Western world is going to shit. It's going quick. It's not going to be around much longer if we just sit on our hands. And the time to be cute and think about other things is over. Time to get with the program and start using your voice. Period. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. We shall talk soon.